So hello everyone from my side. Of course, I'm very happy to be with you even virtually. And my name is Anastasia. We'll talk about the ExoClock project, which I'm coordinating with Angelos. And we're actually a big team working together also with Billy. And ExoClock is a project dedicated to the Ariel space mission. And the main scope of the project is to actually predict as precisely as possible the ephemerides of the Ariel targets. And before we talk about ExoClock and the main characteristics, it's very important to talk about the mission itself for anyone that is not aware about this. So the Ariel space mission is a mission which is by the European Space Agency, an M4 mission prepared for launch in 2028. And it will be a telescope with an aperture of 1 meter. It will carry a spectrograph to cover wavelengths between 0.5 to 7.8 micrometers, so visible and infrared. And the main questions that is going to answer are the three ones here. So what are exoplanets made of, how the planets form and evolve, and what is the weather there? And in order to achieve this and answer all these questions, it's going to observe around 1,000 exoplanet atmospheres. Now, the reason for observing the atmospheres is the main reason actually is because at the moment it's the only window we have to look for this information and for more information about a planet. And the main method that Ariel will use is the transit spectroscopy. In this method, as in transit in general, we observe the planet as it is orbiting in front of the star, but in different wavelengths, in different colors, in order to find out variations in the size of the planet. In reality, the size, of course, is not changing, but is changing just as we see it because of the different absorptions of the different molecules. And there is a characteristic example also with water where it will look bigger compared to other wavelengths. So this is the most important thing. It will use also other methods, but this is the main method that we'll use. We said that Ariel will observe 1,000 planets and it will observe them one after the other. So you can imagine that knowing the time and exactly the ephemeris of the planet is absolutely important because we really want to catch every transit, and we don't want to end up in situations like this where half of the transit has been missed, and that also implies that we missed important information about the planet. And this is exactly where ground-based observations and telescopes from the ground can become important and contribute to the mission. And starting from now, so how? With the way of predicting the timings of the Ariel targets as precisely as possible. And for this reason, we initiated the ExoClock project in order to have all these Ariel targets gathered together and starting from now to have as much time as possible. So ExoClock is an organized platform to maintain the timings for the Ariel targets. So it's dedicated to this until the launch day, which is in 2028. And is the effort to make the best use of all the resources that are available out there, but at the same time, bring together people from different backgrounds. And this is very important in our project. So we strongly believe that science is a collaborative effort, and every transit, every observation can become valuable for a space mission in our case, and every person can bring their own background, their own perspective to enrich the outcome of the project. And this is the main reason that we want to have collaborations between professional and amateur astronomers and different people from different backgrounds. Now, in ExoClock, what is new? So first of all, we have an open space. It's open to everyone. We don't have any limitations, let's say. We have school students, as I said, amateur astronomer, professional ones, university students, but even people, industry partners, people from different places that are welcome to come and contribute from their own way, even with a simple or small thing. The project is designed in a way to provide live up-to-date ephemerides. So it's something that is open to the community in general, not only for the Ariel mission. We have a target prioritization system where we also have alerts for targets that show some unexpected shifts in order to make sure that these shifts are catched and we don't miss any target or the ephemeris of the target. We have a personalized observation schedule. So the participants that are registered, they can get their own schedule for the targets that they can observe. So based on their telescopes, based on their location, based on their horizon. So they have the chance, the opportunity to actually insert all the information based on the place they are and the equipment they have. And then we have something that is really important for us. In all publications for the mission, we include all the people that have contributed somehow. So all the observers that have some observations included in the publications will become co-authors. And finally, because at the same time with the research, we really want the project to be interactive and educational, we try to interact as much as possible with the participants, so even the unexperienced users can get the most out of it, and we give feedback based on the observations they give back to improve them. Now, the project can be characterized by the 3 I's, as we say. So the ExoClock project is inclusive. As we said, it includes people from different places, professional, amateur students, but also industry patterns. It is integrated. We combine space, literature, and ground data because we want to make the best use of resources. We don't want to create something new. We want to make the best that is out there and combine it together. And finally, it is interactive. So that means, as said, we try to interact as much as possible. We have the personalized website with features to allow participants to have a nicer and a more engaging experience through that. Integrated platform. So for that part, what it means. There are different data and for the targets. So first of all, there is space. We have space data coming from space resources. And this is very important for targets that are not reachable from the ground, for more difficult or challenging targets or that have very difficult transits. Secondly, literature data. There are data out there that have not been combined, so we want to integrate them as well to make use of them. And finally, data from the ground-based telescopes. So that include many different ground networks that are out there for different reasons. One is the network that we have with our own participants, but there are also others. And we want to collaborate as much as possible for the reason I said in the beginning. The Telescope Live, which is by Marco Rocchetto, and Billy mentioned that too. We have started a collaboration with ETD, and we're very happy for that. And finally, synergy with Exoplanet Watch from the US side, which is more dedicated to the US missions. And at that point, I would like to highlight a little bit the collaboration that we have started with ETD, since I am also like here in this specific conference. So we really value this collaboration because we value the role of ETD and the important database that it has created. So first of all, this collaboration is important because for Ariel targets, we can make the best use of this already existing database. And this is very important. Secondly, us in ETD, in ExoClock 2, we really think that it's important to have collaborations between amateur and professional astronomers and give credits properly to them. And these collaborations can boost and foster this type of acknowledgements. And also in exoplanet research, in our case, it's very important to show that there are collaborations, as in our case, and collaborations between different projects in order to highlight the importance of bringing people together from different backgrounds, professional, amateurs, but also anyone that can collaborate. Because on this way, we can exchange more efficiently ideas, we can work more properly together, and finally bring the exoplanet science on a higher step and higher level. So I just want to say that we really encourage other fields and other people to do the same, to foster this type of collaborations. Now, we have some strategies and tools that we use in the project. And since it's an open project and we want everyone to be part, it's important to maintain the validity and the consistency, because at the same time, we're working for a space mission. So to achieve this, first of all, we have created some protocols for the observations that we recommend and suggest to participants to follow. First of all, some guidelines for their observations themselves, then some tools that are user-friendly, dedicated to the participants that are using them, and a specific software for the data analysis, and Angels will talk more about this. Everything is provided in English and in 4 or 5 other languages in order to make it as accessible as possible. This material can be found on exoworldspice.com, which is an educational platform we have created for this reason. And this platform also includes educational material on this part. So feel free to check it. And if you want in another language, just like send us a message and we'll try to find a way. Secondly, another strategy is that we perform the fitting of the observations always online, and we validate the results before they are published, again, for consistency reasons. And thirdly, we try to organize training sessions to provide feedback and facilitate the users to, again, make sure that they all have kind of the same quality in the results as much as possible. The website is exoclock.space. You can visit it even if you're not a participant or registered, just to have a look how it looks. And you will find also some information about the mission and how ExoClock works. Now, so far, we have 1 year and something, and 2 months in operation. We launched last year in the European Planetary Science Congress. And so far, added in the system. And I want to say just that the targets are also changing based on the mission reference sample. And this is also updated because we have new discoveries, targets that have not been discovered yet for Ariel. And this is something that is ongoing all the time. And pretty much you can see the places where the registered participants are coming from, different countries. So far, there are around 200 telescopes. And we have confirmed 60 targets out of them. At the moment, there are around 300 and something. But as I said, this is ongoing. And 25 targets from the ones that are already here have been refined. Their ephemerides have been refined, which is really important. We had the first ExoClock publication very recently submitted, like some months ago, and very soon we hope that it's going to be also published. It has been accepted. So when it's also finally published, we can share with you. And the most important thing here, I think, is to mention that we have most of the co-authors that are amateur astronomers, and we're very happy for that. 59 targets have been confirmed ephemerides, and 28 have been refined in this publication. So if you're interested also, we can send you something, a copy when it's published finally. And at this stage, before we reach the end, because as I said, every perspective is important in ExoClock and from different background people. And we have been asked from people how we can help even we don't have a telescope or something. So we're trying to do some outreach activities too. And we encourage you to share this with others so they can get more aware about ExoClock and the Ariel space mission. And we are looking for a logo for our project. We so far have this, which is, it's not the best, let's say, it's not the really inspiring thing, but if you have people that are creative and they don't have equipment, but they're interested to be part. They can send us their ideas. We have set the deadline of 20th of November, but there is more time if they really need it. And we have a prize for that. So of course, nothing comes without a prize. In collaboration with Marco and the Telescope Live system, they will win some observing time for any reason they would like with some of the telescopes of Telescope Live. So this is something that I want to highlight too. And to sum up, ExoClock, as I said, is inclusive, integrated, and interactive. It's a platform dedicated to Ariel targets. And I want again to say that we're happy with what we have said with the collaboration about ETD. We still have a lot of time until the mission launch, so there is a future. Every transit is important for the mission. It can become valuable and an opportunity to participate in the mission. And as I said, co-authors will become acknowledged, will become actually co-authors, observers. Small telescopes are important and can become valuable for a big mission. And if you want and you're interested, just register at ExoClock to get your account, or you can visit ExoWorld Spice for some educational material. And any question you have, you can always contact us or ask me now. And thank you.